Business innovation is often portrayed as a sudden flash of inspiration. In reality, building a sustainable, profitable product requires a methodical corporate framework. Behind the scenes, turning a raw idea into reality relies on an institutionalized machine. Alphabet, for example, operates a moonshot factory, treating creativity as a standardized industrial process. Scaling a global empire requires strict underlying systems. When Larry Page and Sergey Brin built Google, their success was tied to these scalable processes as much as the core technology. Generating a concept is simply the first phase of an expensive development cycle. Most initial ideas are discarded before reaching the market. This flowchart outlines the 8 stages of new product development. Companies follow this master blueprint to manage the transition from a concept to a market reality without exceeding their capital reserves. The process begins with idea generation. Companies actively hunt for new concepts through internal research and development, competitor tracking, and direct crowdsourcing. Direct consumer feedback has been a standard tactic for decades. Tupperware used its famous home parties to gather product insights directly from the public. This RWW screening funnel eliminates weak concepts before they drain resources. Ideas pass through 3 filters. First, is it real, with a genuine consumer need? Second, can we win by offering a sustainable advantage? And third, is it worth doing based on our growth strategy? Concepts passing the funnel are refined. Tesla translated the broad idea of an electric vehicle into specific consumer-tested attributes that eventually became the Model 3. These initial steps prioritize the rapid elimination of high-risk ideas before physical resources are ever committed to production. Surviving concepts must then prove their financial viability. Management requires a clear fiscal forecast before committing to manufacturing. These 3 dials show the core of the business analysis phase. Management projects total sales, estimates production costs, and forecasts the expected net profit. If the financial projections are feasible, the concept enters product development. This is where the theoretical concept is engineered into a physical item. This diagram illustrates how brands like Brooks test prototypes. They use lab rats for biomechanical studies on treadmills and wear testers to evaluate fit and function in real-world conditions. This matrix shows when a company will likely use test marketing. Testing is standard for products requiring massive investment, while it is often skipped for simple line extensions. Starbucks fast-tracked its mobile payments app, skipping lengthy testing to capitalize on fast-changing market developments. Executives must constantly balance the safety of rigorous testing against the extreme speed needed for a successful market rollout. The final step is commercialization. This is the market introduction phase, where the company executes the planned rollout across specific locations and times. LEGO excels at this phase, using a systematic, customer-centered approach. They tap their user community for ideas, engineering rollouts that have extremely high consumer demand. The product is now launched, moving from the controlled blueprint to the competitive open market. Once in the market, every product follows a life cycle. This trajectory tracks sales and profits from the initial launch through to the eventual decline. This chart shows the product life cycle. Profits drop below 0 during development. The introduction stage sees slow sales. In the growth stage, rapid acceptance spikes both sales and profits. At maturity, sales growth slows and profit margins decrease. This graphic shows how the 140-year-old Quaker Oats brand maintains market share. They continually modify their products and marketing mix to attract new segments and maintain relevance. At peak maturity, brands must rely on proactive strategic pivoting to avoid market stagnation and prevent terminal decline. Eventually, consumer tastes shift, and the product enters the decline stage where sales and profits drop. This decision tree shows the options management must consider. They can maintain the brand, harvest it by cutting costs, or drop it to reallocate resources to more profitable products. Parallel to this life cycle, companies must manage the complexity of adapting products for international markets. McDonald's established France as its second most profitable market by tailoring its menu and operations to French consumer culture. While individual products inevitably reach the end of their life cycle, a company's ability to execute this systematic innovation blueprint is what maintains its long-term market position.